All right. Hopefully that's working. Yeah, I'm trying, Jacob. At least you know, more often than not, as long as I can during the holidays while the family's out of town. So might as well, right? I've got some free time, and I enjoy doing this, so why not? And I'm gonna be playing the game anyways. It's more fun to play it and chat with people at the same time. Sort of like, you know, Discord, but maybe a little bit cooler, I guess. So, all right. Why don't we start with the Matrimonium, and then I'll work my way over to how to beat the other thing as Pauper. This is, I know Dreadbo or Dreadybo. Dreadybo's in Discord. Hey there, Hellsbells. I know it's actually at a time that's more convenient for you. At least for today. Tomorrow I have to go back to streaming in the evening my time because I'm working on painting my house right now, and so I need to get as much of that done during the daylight as possible. And I'm learning very quickly that painting my house is a significantly greater project than I originally gave it credit for. I thought it would take I thought it would take a lot of time, but I didn't think it would be completely insane. But that was very, very wrong. It takes a lot of time and is completely insane. So let's see. Do I want to? There are like no red gems, so even if I get Valakut down here, it won't do anything for me unless I get a good cascade going, which I got. Cool. That was that was the goal. I get that, and I appreciate that you're here. 2 extra swaps from that. That was crazy. You see, that's why I like to risk it for the biscuit. If anyone was wondering, like, why is it that you like to go for those matches, even when they don't necessarily look like they're the best match? Well, if you're wondering why Greg gets crazy matches, it's because Greg does stuff like that too. So it means that I'm playing a little bit more like Greg, which is, I guess, suppose a little bit embarrassing to say because Greg is like a grade A dingus, but oh well. Actually, I'm going to have completed part of the objective here just by casting these 2 gatekeepers. So I'm just worried about Teferi potentially destroying the vampires. So I might ping Teferi down just a little bit more here before I play the bloodstained critter, because I've got all the blood tokens, so I think this will probably wind up being pretty straightforward. And then we'll go from there. So okay, so we've got more gem conversion potentially, which is good. Definitely want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And yep, okay, cool. That works out. And so just the more mana that I have in my hand at this point, the better, because if I have a lot of mana in my hand, then I'm going to be more likely to be able to play a more powerful adversary. So my opponent playing what they played actually is pretty good for me. So let's see, how much power does that have? That has 7 power right now. That's really not that scary. So I could play my bloodthirsty adversary here, but I don't think that's the play just yet. I think next turn. Next turn is probably the right play for the bloodthirsty adversary. So let's hold this down just for one more turn. See what happens. Let's see if we can get a good horizontal match. I definitely have at least one. So there we go. We get some more mana. We get a ton more mana actually. And sure, let's go ahead and cast the adversary here. I think that's an okay play. I don't think it's like necessarily the very best play, but I think it's an okay play. So we're gonna wipe my opponent's side. Don't play like Greg. Well, it's just it's that like the gem matches are like a lot more in your favor than I think a lot of players will give them credit. And so the idea is just to take advantage of that. So it's not just Greg who's going to get the insane gem matches. Like, you will too. You just have to go for them. You have to be willing to risk it, basically. So we're going to play another bloodthirsty adversary, and this is game over. I think all objectives are cleared, which they are. So I'm going to play this adversary. I'm going to go ahead and level it up again. And yeah, that's definitely going to be the end of Teferi. So let's take Teferi out and continue the perfect streak. So still perfect so far in the Matrimonium. Haven't lost an objective yet, which is good. I obviously don't want to lose an objective. I'm actually going to get back to Domri because I don't want to use my potions right now. So I'll get back to Domri since he's at -2 health. And I'll play this awful node right over here. Ah, jeez, I hate this node. Okay. My opponent is playing with an Ashiok deck. That's actually kind of scary. Ashiok is really, really strong. The whole Ashiok kit, and then the other thing that's kind of scary about it is just that Ashiok needs black matches, and I really don't want black matches. So it's one of those situations where I can't just steal my opponent's mana and be okay for stealing my opponent's mana. Red is fine for me. It's just black that's bad. But you know what? I know this is crazy, but I don't want Ashiok to get all that mana since I don't really have a great match for myself. And of course, Ashiok gets the black match anyways. Okay. I can live with that, I suppose, if I must. Well, there's a 5 match, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and take that. And now there's going to be a black and a blue match for Ashiok. This is just not my favorite. You lost to this deck, this Ashiok? Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you remember any of what was in it? My goal right now is just to try and get my Teferi down as quickly as possible, and then to ramp my Teferi up as much as possible. And then in doing that, I'm hoping that I'll be able to take care of whatever it is that the Ashiok winds up throwing at me. You know what? I will actually play Teferi, the Sunset Teferi here. I might as well. Having both Teferis down is really good. In part, it protects the good Teferi, because if my opponent plays a Vanguard Destruction card, then I'm going to be able to weather that a lot better. And then in part just because it lets me fetch 2 cards per turn, which is definitely going to be really good. Okay, I'm going to take the Beggar because the Gather the Pack is going to go to the graveyard. And that's actually going to be in the graveyard first, which is good because that means that we'll definitely be able to get it. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll get it from the Harness Infinity. And I do need to complete the objective portion that needs me to cast the creatures that have 2 or less power. So, all right, now I'm in pretty good shape, actually. I've got Teferi here in emblem range. I've got Teferi down here on the battlefield, just sort of giving me the stuff that I need. I've got so many Storm the Festivals that are about to get dumped. I'm going to go ahead and use this just for the mana, hoping I can get Harness Infinity off this turn, and I can, which is good. It's not going to be quite as good of a Harness Infinity as I would like, but it's still going to be good enough. So I'm going to dump 5. I'm going to get a free Gather the Pack, which is definitely good. I'm going to freeze down my opponent's creature. You know what? I'll just play Binding the Old Gods. I don't need to freeze it down because it's going to die. And then now I get to start bringing my creatures back. So I want the Vigilant creature to be a big kid. I want it to be as big of a kid as possible. Olivia-based, the non-exclusive one. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's not too bad then for me right now. Because here, yeah, I'm in pretty solid shape. I can just go ahead and wipe my opponent's board here. 1, 2, 3. And then I don't need this Teferi who slows the sunset right there. I can actually take another Harness Infinity. I should have just let that one go to the graveyard, actually, coming to think of it. That would have been a much better play. I don't want my opponent to destroy my Teferi Hero of Dominaria, so I'm going to take the match that makes it so that it'll be harder for my opponent to do that. And then this, I think, actually completes all of my objectives for the node. I don't want to blow up my world. That would be really bad. Like, really, really bad. Let's see. How am I doing? No, I need to transform another one still. Okay, well, one more Harness Infinity will do that for me. So I'm not too concerned about this. Oh my gosh, so many Harness Infinities here. All right, I'm going to exile the Great Aurora. That's definitely not what I want. I'm going to use the +2 here. I'm going to use the +1 here. I'm going to take the Great Aurora just because I don't want to have to keep selecting Not Now for Great Auroras. I actually don't need another Teferi there. So let's, oh my gosh, all these Great Auroras. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 red gems. Sorry, 6. What is that gem? Green. There are 6 green gems. So that means I'm only going to get 1 creature out of this anyways. And now I'm going to Harness Infinity. And this is going to complete the objectives. So I don't want the Great Auroras to happen. The Binding the Old Gods, I don't care. I probably should have said no and just let it come back later, coming to think of it, but oh well. I get to pick cards from my library. I don't really want these ones, if I'm being totally honest, because they're not going to get anything, but that's okay. So let's bring our creatures back. We should have at least 4 in a row from the Gather the Pack. So there's 4. We get another Gather the Pack, which is going to dump in 4 more. We're going to free Teferi. We like that. This should be, what, 4 more of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And we get another swap. So I obviously like getting more swaps. Things are looking pretty good. All right, I've used your ability. So let's just keep building toward another Harness Infinity. No, I don't want to destroy the battlefield. I like my battlefield. This is the one downside to having the Great Aurora in the deck, is that it slows it down a little bit. But the upside is that you're not going to lose points. So I find that I'd rather play it safe than sorry. So my opponent plays garbage, which is fine. I'm okay with garbage. Let's go ahead and do that. We get another Gather the Pack. We take those. Yep, those are good. Okay, let's put the Gather the Pack on up. We're going to use Teferi to take a Great Aurora so that I don't have to keep loading my graveyard up with even more of those. And then I don't think I'm going to be able to cast this Harness Infinity, but that's okay. Nope. Sure, we're going to do this twice, I think. 1, 2. And then this will be, what, just barely enough to kill? It does. Cool. All right, let's go back to the Vampire node. I need some kind of buffer between playing that node and then just basically playing anything else. Because while the deck works really well, and it's really easy to complete the objectives, it's just so slow. It's just so slow. The Disturb cards just are so weak, and having to cast things with base power 2 is just like... There's a part of me that's kind of tempted to put Gigantiform in the deck just to be able to kill my opponents a little bit quicker. But then that would make the deck less reliable, and I definitely don't want my deck to be less reliable. So it's kind of like a darned if you do, darned if you don't sort of deal. All right, Great Aurora, Valakut, and Umetan Tavern. Cool. Oh wait, I'm not playing with Tamiyo here. Right. Or not Tamiyo. Huatli. I'm not playing with Huatli. Let's see. Oh, but I'm up against Huatli. Of course I am. So I don't want to make that match and give my opponent the green. I kind of want the loyalty. No, I'm going to do this one because it's at least a double match. Yeah, not quite perfect. Wow, you're taking the white match over the green match. That is a mistake because I am a green planeswalker. So I'm going to go for the Valakut here. The earlier you get gem conversion down, the better you're going to do in a match. Or, you know, Teferi's Vanguard, either way. But something that's going to give you mana, right? We definitely want the mana. Okay. How close am I? I'm 4 away. You know, I'm gonna do this because that guarantees that I'm gonna get vampires next turn. I get to pick 2. Right. Let's see. Which 2 do I want to pick? I guess I'll take the adversaries because those are going to be less mana. And since I'm getting 2 with 8 mana anyways this next turn, it just means that I need to charge less mana into my hand. So I'm good with this. So there's my converter. Let's see. I'm actually going to get rid of Binding the Old Gods. And I'm going to get rid of Gather the Pack since I don't need it anymore. I'm going to have all my vampires anyways. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to hold... You know, I'll play 1 adversary, and I'll save the other, but I'm just going to have 1 adversary come out without draining its mana. Because I don't want to kill my opponent too quickly. So we're going to play these. I know that my opponent doesn't have anything to exile just yet, but I will... Oh, I still won't be able to exile from that. Right, because that does it based on to the different things. But it does give me mana to 2 more cards in my hand. We're definitely good on the blood tokens. So now I'm not gonna do this just in case my opponent destroys my stuff. So now I'm just gonna try and get to a point where I can kill my opponent. That's the goal here. That's how we're gonna make the dream work. I want to get rid of that, and I want more vamps. I think. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. It could be a copy of my deck. I face a lot of copies of my decks. Like, I know that I didn't make an Achieving Perfection video for this, but I streamed this 3 times already, the deck that I'm running. And between those streams, there's almost 1,000 views. So I'm hoping that, at least for now, that'll take care of people who need to see decks for the event. So I do still want to make the Achieving Perfection videos for this, but I'm okay with waiting just a little bit to make those. So here I'm just holding off, making sure. Yeah, this has got to be a copy of my deck, maybe. I'm just holding off a little bit. I don't want to lose my Tainted Adversary here, or my Bloodthirsty Adversary, I should say. Let's see if I play it. How much mana do I have? I have 10, 25, 30. I have 30 mana in my hand, so that's just going to be plus 30 damage, which really isn't great. So... let's see. Plus 30 damage really isn't enough to win. And I don't want... It's possible that the Huatli is running Fracture, or something like that. So I still need to be careful, as much as I don't want to be. And they could be running the Great Aurora, which is fine. That wouldn't be a very big deal. You know what? Let's save the Bloodthirsty Adversary, because this will buff all of my creatures this turn, which will do a little bit of extra damage. And I'm okay with that. So this will ideally put me in range. You don't have to be creative. Okay, so this person's running a different deck. They put a 3rd Spirit or a 3rd Disturb card in their deck, which is definitely a mistake. But I win this turn, so I'm good with this. I just need to cast 1 more Vamp. So let's go ahead. No, I don't need to do anything for that. Let's cast our last adversary. Did it count toward the objective? It did, so I'm going to hit confirm. And this definitely has enough power to kill my opponent, and that Vigilant Spirit is going to want nothing to do with the 60 power vampire. So it's not going to block it, and we'll be good. So, alright, Vampire node is done for now. Now back to the Disturb node, and then I'm going to get into the You Found an Entrance. And so I'm not really going to be going for the objectives so much in You Found an Entrance. It's more that I'm going to be going ahead and just clearing, and then when I get to the Tiamat node, that's when I'll showcase the deck. So I need to actually enter the dungeon and get there. But you can see some of how I'll play through. I do it mostly for the first playthrough as a speed run to get through as much of it as I can. And then I go from there. Okay, so this is actually kind of scary, playing against Obnoxious, because the 3rd ability for this is going to be quite a problem. But do I want to change this around at all? Maybe. I want to make sure that if Obnixilis gets his third down... You know what? I have so many great Auroras that I really shouldn't worry about this. I'll wind up getting, I think, enough of them that it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, this is one way of dealing with things. So, what do we want to go for first? Yeah, I mean, like, look, if you take someone else's decks and it works for you, then like that's part of the point in people like me making decks and posting them. The idea is just that there are people who want to see them, and who it helps, and so I'm always down to help people out. And so if by my posting decks, it's going to help other people play the game and have a better time playing the game, then I'm just going to keep doing it. And if we get to a point where people are like, yeah, your content is garbage and we don't want to see these, then obviously I'll stop. So, all right, let's build up some loyalty. Let's get to Teferi. But this is a pretty solid position for me to be in, just because I already have removal. So unless my opponent has something like Infinite Obliteration, which would be really annoying. But Teferi's down. So now that Teferi's down, I'm not too worried. Ouch. What's this? Oh, okay. That's not a problem. I'm going to get rid of it. Wait, does it have it when it's destroyed? No, it doesn't. I'm going to destroy that because it's going to get me a land. Assuming I can actually get rid of the thing. Yeah, I can. I can get rid of it. Okay. And I'll get loyalty out of this too. So let's use the first ability just to get a little bit of extra bonus loyalty. We're going to get a Cascade. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, like, it might be that someone else winds up making content that's better than mine. And so it's just, all right, we have enough content. We're good. I'm not too worried about it though. Like I do it for fun, right? Like the whole content creation thing for me is really just, it's fun, and it gives me a better way to interact with more people who are also playing this game. So I like that. Okay, so Teferi's at 12 shields. So this is almost assuredly game over for my opponent. I don't need all of this stuff in my hand. I do actually want the bonus Harness Infinity, because I'm going to want to be able to cast multiples of them. So here I'm just fishing for specific cards. Oh, I should have taken the fourth. I should have taken the Binding, right? Because I still had room for it. I didn't take it because I was temporarily thinking that I didn't have room for it, but I definitely did have room for it. So I'm going to get rid of the Binding there. I'm going to go ahead and draw. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. How many green gems? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6. Okay. Well, I'm gonna power up Teferi a little bit more. No, not -8, because my opponent doesn't have anything on the board. I have no reason to make that bigger. So Teferi is crazy overpowered. Let's see. Okay, we'll do this. Oh boy, we get a big match. Okay. That Gather the Pack could actually wind up being a problem for me. I hope not. We'll see. He doesn't like Koth, which is fine. He has a very different style than I do, which I think is on the whole a good thing, actually. It means that like it shows off the game in a different way. There's different elements to how we play the game and how we build decks and all of that. And I think that's a good thing, honestly. Okay, I need to cast 4, I think. So this is where I'm going to have to start replacing my own creatures, I think. There really aren't that many gems of my colors, though. So I actually can't make that white match, I don't think. Let's see, let's toss this. And then let's use the plus. Okay. And then... I need to cast how many more creatures? 2. So I'll get 2. I'll get 2 because I've got the 1 here. I'll get 1 from Gather the Pack. So I just need to be able to play the farmland, but that's not actually going to work because let's toss this thing then. Because there won't actually be enough gems on the board in my colors unless I do this. So yeah, this will work. Let's do the Gather the Pack first so that we get the creatures in my hand. And then they'll get the mana. So we're going to freeze this guy down. We're going to play 1. We're going to get another 1. That'll give mana to the creature. I am not playing that. I will play Binding the Gods. For free. It's a free kill of a creature. I'm actually going to... Sure, I can use this. I can use this. This isn't a problem. This is still pretty good. Cool. Okay, I actually really appreciate Ob Nixilis destroying that because that means I have space on the battlefield for another creature. Oh my gosh! Again, hi Ambry. Thank you so much. Really? Oh my goodness. That's 4 streams in a row, buddy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, we're definitely not going to Great Aurora my battlefield right now. We're in a really, really strong spot. That's definitely quite a lot of holiday cheer. Holy smokes. So my wife is out of town right now. She's visiting her family. I'm going to be joining her and the kids for Christmas. And so every day after streaming, we've been chatting. And so she was like, why are you spending so much time streaming, Michael? And I'm like, because it's fun. And she's like, yeah, but like you could be painting the house more, or you could be doing this or that. And in general, she's actually like super supportive of me doing this, which is great. And so then I was like, well, okay, it is sort of a productive use of my time because I'm having fun, and people donated to the stream, Brenda. And she's like, people pay you to play video games? And I'm like, yes, sometimes. She's like, oh, okay, well, do what you want. Okay. All right. I have 18 shields on this. I just have nothing. I have nothing to use the minus ability on. All right, let's get to 20 shields. This is ridiculous. You know what? I have a Harness Infinity. I'm not going to use it though. I'm not. Actually, I don't need 2 Binding the Old Gods. I just need 1. I just need 1. Just 1. 1's good. Oh, hello. Yes, I will take this Harness Infinity. Can I play it? No. No, I cannot. Okay. Yeah, we want this. We want this. We don't want Great Aurora. The Great Aurora is not going to be our friend. I have completed the objectives, right? I have. Good. Yeah. So I can just keep powering this up. And I'm not actually going to Harness Infinity next turn because I'd rather just kill Obnoxious. Unless they wipe my board or something and I can't kill them anymore. Nope. Ob is dead. Yeah, Ob is dead, right? Right, that's correct. Okay, freeze down hand. Let's not do anything that could potentially crash the game. Let's not use any other Planeswalker abilities that could crash the game. Let's not Great Aurora. Let's not use abilities. Let's just attack and call it good. Okay. Got a glitch on casting from the graveyard. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I'm really, really surprised that this event is running. Because if you'll recall, there was an event. It might have been the Midnight Hunt event, but there was one of the events that had a bug where it was causing crashes, and it so they took the event out just until they fixed it. But like, even if we go to the inbox, known issue disturb, so they know that there's an issue with disturb that's causing crashes, and yet we're still getting an event that is requiring us to use Disturb. So I'm a little bit surprised. I know that they fixed a lot of the issues with Disturb, but they haven't fixed all of the issues with Disturb. So I'm just sort of surprised that we're getting it. That's all. All right, you found an entrance. This is the other thing that I wanted to showcase for you guys. I want to show how to beat Tiamat with only commons and uncommons. So we're gonna have to get to the dragon node, but then once we get to the dragon node, we'll do some wonderful things. So roll 6 or more dice during a fight. Okay, I can do that. Actually, I really don't care about the rolling. What is this degenerate deck? This is supremely degenerate. All right, well, this will roll dice, so we'll use this. I hate using wizard class, but that's okay. Yeah. There's just so much stuff with Disturb right now that that just really shouldn't be happening. So I hope that after this particular running of the event that it'll maybe go away for just a little bit. I don't mind the event, but I don't like that there's a lot of people getting crashes. So I don't like the event. I don't mind it though. If that makes any sense. You know what? I want loyalty. So let's do this. Let's get cards. Let's get a wizard class, please. Thank you. All right, this is game over. Now I just need that wizard class to enter the battlefield, and I'm good. Wow, thank you for shuffling the board for me there, champ. That was not good for you. That was very good for me, but not for you. Let's see, which way is the best way of doing it? Probably this way, right? Yeah, because this is going to get us a blue match, so that should get us the wizard class down. And it's going to get us the Thermo Alchemist. And we get to use our first ability. And I get a Rite of Flame. Yeah, this is going to be precious. Does this only give it to red cards though? The first card in your hand that's not named Rite of Flame. Okay. Yep. This is good. This is game over. I think, right? Okay. 1, 2. Oh, we got another wizard class. It's going to be a little bit too late, I think. To be able to get the mana from my Rites of Flames, but that's okay. We're gonna still draw a bunch of cards. All right, so that's the first time rolling. Oh, I'm not gonna roll enough. I'm just gonna kill my opponent here, aren't I? This is just gonna be death by Smoochie. Oh yeah, this is gonna be super death. Yeah, support team is gonna have so many requests for like, your bugs ruined my event. When I say that, I don't mean to be like, if you've lost points or something like that. I'm not trying to in any way like say that to minimize the frustration of having lost points to the event. Yep, that's game. All right, I didn't roll enough. It doesn't matter though. It was just sort of this was a deck that I knew that had dice rolling, so if it did achieve the objective, it achieved the objective, and if it didn't, it didn't. It doesn't actually matter for getting to Tiamat. So the goal here is just to get to Tiamat as quickly as possible so I can show you guys how to beat Tiamat Pauper. So summon 3 or more creatures with trample. Okay. Out of curiosity, does ya boy have trample? It does have trample. Okay. We're going to use Cultivator Colossus then, because it's fun. You'll notice that for events like this that don't actively matter, I wind up running decks that I think are fun. So rather than necessarily trying to run like the very best deck in the world for something like this, I'm just going for things that I think are fun. Because, I mean, why not, right? I mean, I can replay any of these nodes, and so rather than taking this particular part of it seriously, I'd rather just try and find more ways to enjoy the game. And this is a way that I enjoy the game. All right. Do I have enough mana for this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll take all the turn timbers because we like them. And hopefully I can turn timber. Ooh, give me the... Oh, yes. Oh, very much yes. All right, I only get to take one thing. And the one thing I'm going to take is going to be a prismatic bridge. Nope, it's going to be a green warden. Yes. The bridge will count toward my Wren. Oh, but I'm going to be one... All right, let's convert gems to green and see if that helps me get Wren down. It does. Cool. No, I'm not doing this. Not yet. Fine. You destroy my Wren. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I don't mind losing the Wren. Okay. This turn, though, I complete the objective for sure. And there's a Cultivator Colossus. Yep. This just got super easy. You know what? Let's see if I can get a Green Warden down first. So that I can only use... Nope. First mill. Then convert. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, about that. Okay. That's going to be easy. Green Warden, Cultivator, confirm. Alright, I'm going to get another Cultivator out of this. And then let's just take another Cultivator. That's 2 summoned. I can't actually fetch anything because there are no lands. I have thrown them all in my graveyard unceremoniously because I am a horrible person. Turn timber for another Cultivator. And we have completed the summon trample objective. We're going to get a run in 7 Vanguard. I'm good with that. And then we're just going to keep getting more turn timbers. So we're going to take more of these Cultivator Colossuses because they're the big kids. And we're getting Green Wardens through draw anyways because I'm taking just the Colossuses. So let's just keep taking more Colossuses. And there are still no... There's still nothing that I can do with that, which is fine. Still no lands, which is fine. I get more copies of Wren. And my opponent... No! That was bad. I almost die. Oh! Oh! Oh boy. That's what we get for not having haste. What is this? Gain control of opposing creature. Well, good job for not reading that, Michael. Very good job. I am much proud of you. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to convert gems. Actually, I think that the objectives are all complete, right? Yeah, they're very complete. All right, I don't need to do any of this. I don't need the game to go longer. So we're gonna take this dude out. Move on to the next match. We completed our objectives. So at this point, I do want to try and complete the objectives. I'd rather get to Tiamat first rather than the dungeon one first. That's a deal for sure. But we'll see. We will see. All right, equipment room. This is actually an incredibly annoying room. I think that this is the second hardest one, honestly. Convert gems. Let's see. I want to use Wren, but my Wren is really low right now, so I'm going to use Nissa Worldwaker instead. Do I have a Great Aurora in this deck? I do. Okay. This should still convert gems. I think it should convert enough. But it's definitely not going to be friendly. Okay, I've got a 5 match. That's great. I've got 2 5 matches. That's even... Oh, no. The dice just rolled and took away both of my 5 matches. Stupid event. Alright. Is that spell in my hand a Great Aurora? If it is, that would be great. It is. I just drew one. How about them apples? So the Great Aurora is really nice because on this node, your opponent gets a whole bunch of supports out and they get like just all this stuff. But one Great Aurora gets rid of their whole setup. And then the rest of the deck is pretty bad. So you really just need to get a Great Aurora off and you're good. So that's the easy way to go ahead and beat this node. Super, super easy way. I've got a prismatic bridge here. I like that. I'll go for getting the bridge down next. So I get the Great Aurora off this turn, and then it should just be a walk in the park from there. So I'm just looking to see if there's any way that I can get more loyalty potentially, so that I can start spamming Nissa's abilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. All 6 of those things are gone. And I know there's like another thing that my opponent's going to play, but that's really not a huge deal. So Fiddlebender. That's actually a really good card. Okay, so they have one other good card maybe, but that's okay. Fiddlebender's going to die here anyways. And I gave my opponent a 5 match, which they didn't take because that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay. Nissa, you are very much not Ren. No, that's what I get for putting 2 hands on instead of 1 hand on. Nissa is very much not Ren in 7, which is obvious, but is also unfortunate. Ren in 7, I think, is just much better than Nissa right now. You convert so many more gems. So, hey there, Andrew. How are you? It's good to see you. All right, we're definitely going to convert more here. We're going to convert more with Nissa's first, but there we go. We get a Phylath. We won't kill my opponent too fast, will we? Yeah, we will. We're going to kill my opponent too quickly because we're only converting 3 with the World Tree. World Tree is already converted 3, though, here. I don't think I need that Great Aurora there, actually. So let's just convert. Let's start by converting. Because if I can get some Realms Uncharted, that would be good, too. I'm not actually going to buff up my creatures anymore. I don't want that. I don't need that other Tanazir. So at this stage, I should actually play for the objective. So let's do this in case we get a Cascade. We don't, but that's fine. We did get another gem converter, though, which is good. We actually got a few more gem converters, which is good. So that makes my job a lot easier this next turn. So just with trying to actually complete objectives. So I don't need this other bridge. I am going to use Eureka Moment here because that will convert more gems to green. And then, but it won't give me, I'm only going to get 7 mana. So I need a way of getting 1 more mana, which I can only do if I get a Cascade here, which I don't get, which is fine. So I think I lose Phylath, which is good, and I get rid of my opponent's token. So I just have to not use Tanazir's ability next turn. Right? Yeah, I just have to not use Tanazir's ability. So how many more gems do I need to convert? A lot. Well, not a lot. Enough. Let's do this one. We're just using that to convert more. Nope, I'm not going to use that ability right now. I need to convert more gems, darn it. Why did you have to take so much damage, Ren? Alright, we've converted all of our gems. Now we can just go ahead and win the game. Already in bed? What time is it for you? Is it late enough for bedtime for you guys? Or are you just like... Because I know that you're in the Europe lands. Is it already nighttime in Europe lands? That would make sense. It would make sense for it to be nighttime right now in Europe land because it's like mid-afternoon here in SoCal. So that would make sense. All right, Skeletal Swarming casts 3 or more creatures that are humans. Okay. What cards are interesting and are humans? Human. It's 11:30. Okay, yeah, that's pretty late. Yeah, that's definitely late. Okay, I definitely understand why you are in bed then. Oh, this thing's a human? This thing is a human. Well, that's fun. Is Abbot of Carroll Keep or whatever a human? It is. Okay. Okay. I like this. Let's play a fun deck. Let's play a fun deck. I don't know that I'll achieve the objective, but I'll have fun doing it. Let's use a fun deck. We're just trying to get to Tiamat here. So just bear with me. I'm playing some fun decks to get to Tiamat. All right, we're going to use my Puppeteer deck because there are 2 humans in this deck. So hopefully we can get those humans before we kill our opponent. Our opponent only has 80 health, which is not a lot. Okay, hold up. We're going to freeze those down. We're going to take the 5 match. And then... You know what? Let's play this guy first. Just because we're gonna pop gems and I don't want to potentially pop my Valakutes. So, okay. I will be oddly using my second ability with Chandra Ignited because the second ability draws you 3 cards. So, yeah, let's use this. I don't actually like the ability, but it draws cards and we're trying to get humans. So, there we go. There's a human. And this draws me more cards. And that's a 5 match. Well, that's a lot of good stuff. Puzzle Master Chandra. And I've got all my humans. Okay. I've got all my humans in a row. No. Andrew, have you gotten to see this deck that I'm playing right now in action? Like, did you perchance get to see any of the other streams or from patron chat? Did you wind up building and trying this deck? Because this is kind of maybe my favorite standard deck to play right now. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. All right, let's do this. What's the way to go here? Loyalty. Loyalty is the way to go. I think. Ooh, not quite enough. All right, well, we're going to lose the Rambler, which is fine. Not yet? Okay. You'll see here then. This is game over. This game is over. You hate Chandra. I have a soft spot for specifically this Chandra. This is beautiful. Okay. We've achieved the objective. Let's do it. No, it's okay. So we're gonna get a bunch of our little dudes down, and then the little dudes are gonna get very, very thick. So the Rambler is gonna destroy at least 2 more, meaning I'm getting 4 more elementals here. And I'm hoping that because Nahiri's Lithoforming is going to destroy non-red gems, that it'll pop the 2 white ones on the bottom. So we'll see in a moment if it pops those 2 white ones. Okay, we pop 1 more. That's okay. So that's 13. So that means that now these are going to be, there's 14 of them, and 14 times 4 is 56, right? Yeah, 56 to the face, and that's it. This Puppeteer is amazing. It is super fun. I love the Puppeteer very, very much. All right. No, we have to beat Vecna. Okay. That's fine. Destroy a creature with the god subtype. I think that you have to destroy one of your opponent's creatures with the god subtype, which is the annoying thing. You can't destroy your own creature with the god subtype. You have to destroy your opponent's creature with the god subtype. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play Grandmaster of Flowers, and you'll see that Grandmaster of Flowers' third ability is going to turn a creature into a dragon god. So I'm actually going to play I'm going to play this guy, and then and then I'm just going to destroy a creature my opponent controls. Judge. Thank you. This very much is not the best version of this deck. You know, I should have 1 more removal card in here, actually. So let's get rid of this. I mean, maybe? I did before, and it didn't work. So it might work now, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna put in Fateful Absence. Let's do. Sure, I'll use this. This isn't the best form of how I want to use this, but that's fine. Dark Uruk, yeah, Dark Uruk definitely makes sense for this node, especially for this node, actually. But I've got a 5 match, which is good. All right, I've got the Fateful Absence. I've got the Judge. I actually want to be careful with playing the Judge. I don't want to kill my opponent too quickly. And the Judge will do just that. So I want to get to my 3rd so I can destroy a god. I do want Amaria's Call. Yay, another Andrew. Yeah, the Andrews are starting to take over the channel. Okay, so we have... There, my opponent has a creature. My opponent has a creature, so now I can just start working my way up now. All right, I can just start working my way up. That thing is already up to a 10/10 though. Is it just it's a temporary buff? How do you work? You got something else that's buffing it. What is it? This. Got it. Hand of Vecna. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, that's gonna take a while still. That's gonna take a hot minute is what that's gonna take. Alright, well, this will at least get me a bunch of loyalty, and it will get me another gem converter on the battlefield. Which is good. Are they really? It's a pretty common name here in the States. So you're just a horror and you're just a wizard. So how close? I'm 4 away. I don't want to do something foolish, so I'm not going to play my Judge just yet. It's okay to take some more damage. It won't hurt me really. I mean, it'll hurt, but it's not gonna affect the match. So 3, 2, okay. This means I need one more? No, that's it. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn this thing into a god. Destroy a creature with the god subtype. Okay. And then let's go ahead and Fateful Absence that thing and see if it works. Fateful Absence, destroy the opposing creature. That is a god. That didn't work? Ah, jeez. Okay. Okay. So I need Vecna to get Vecna off, maybe? Is that it? Phrasing, I know. Create Book of Vial and destroy all supports. Okay, so my opponent's getting closer. That's annoying. Is there a way that I don't kill my opponent before they get the Vecna, though? Okay. Okay, so that's good. They're going to create the Book of Vials. Okay, so my opponent should make it this turn. And then hopefully that gives my opponent the Vecna. I don't want to have this thing get destroyed right now. So, let's see. Yeah, you need Vecna. I wish it just said that you have to destroy Vecna instead of you have to destroy a god. But that's not the case. Alright, so please give us Vecna. There we go. Vecna's here. I know. Phrasing. Okay, so Vecna's out. We can destroy Vecna. And now we can beat the event. Right? I think so. I hope so. I suppose we'll find out. So we do this. No. Pop Vecna. Sure, I'll destroy that thing. Did that count? It did. Okay, so we destroyed Vecna. That counted. That should be reworded. You have to stall until he lands. Well, that was fun. I definitely am not being sarcastic. Okay, let's bring these up. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, now we can just pew-pew him. Yeah, so let's just pew-pew Vecna now. I suppose I could have done the Teferi thing, but that's fine. Yeah, bang. We're going to bang Vecna. Nope, that's still not good with phrasing. We're going to destroy Vecna. Yes. Hit Vecna very hard. Whatever. It all works. We're going to use our third ability. We're going to turn the judge into a platinum dragon. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. Okay, so this unlocks Tiamat. This should unlock the dragon node, I think, right? Because once you beat Vecna, it unlocks the dragon node. I think so. All right. No, we have to beat Song of the Bard first. Okay, cast 1 or more multicolored spells. Cast 3 or more creatures with power 4 or more. Okay. Well, why don't we try this? Let's see. We're going to go here. We're going to use my degenerate deck, and I'm going to swap out the Thermo dude for the Kraken. Oh. Yep. Unleash the Kraken. Let's see if this works. This might not work. This might be a bad idea. This might be a really bad idea, actually. But, whatever. We'll try it. It's a deck that's already made. I don't have to make a new one. And we'll call it good. Okay, yeah. Let's get the Hullbreaker Horror out as quickly as inhumanly possible. Because we like the Hullbreaker Horror. Actually, I should be trying to use Mentor's Guidance first to try getting a wizard class. That would make more sense. Because this thing is a horror, and that doesn't... Yeah, we want the horror down. Alright, let's do that. This is going to be 2 matches. Song of the Bard comes after the Dragon's Nests. Yeah, that's okay. We'll draw into the wizard class soon enough. I'm not too worried. I don't like my matches, though. I don't like them at all. Whatever. I'll take Loyalty. Loyalty is going to be the way to go here. You've skipped the dragons. It's okay. I get them next time. So, when I say next time, I mean, I'll get the dragons in just a minute. Because once you beat this, you get the dragons. Oh, I shouldn't have thrown the horror away. Oh, the humanity. What have you done, Michael? Alright, we're going to draw 1. We're going to draw 2. Yeah, I shouldn't have thrown that horror away. That was a huge mistake. Because I need to actually cast the buggers. Alright, so now let's use the first ability to try and fetch more horrors. Nope, no horrors there. So we're going to take the gem conversion. And I've got enough that this should be fine, like this. I want to move the Hullbreaker Horror up a bit. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. 1, 2. It's going to convert. We get a Hullbreaker Horror. Okay, good. There's another one. Nice. All right, we just need to cast 1 more Hullbreaker Horror before we kill our opponent. That's okay. Yikes. We need 1 more Hullbreaker Horror. We can try and keep this from going too crazy until we get 1 more Hullbreaker Horror. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of that. Actually, I probably should have gotten rid of something else. Coming to think of it. I'll take a Eureka moment. Because No problem. You have a great night, Andrew. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you sleep well. I know it's pretty late for you. All right, so let's wipe our opponent's board. We're gonna draw 2. We're gonna give each of them half mana. Do you want to give us another horror, please? Yep, there it is. All right, so now we just need these to actually convert to the right colors to play the horrors. So there we go. That's gonna be 1. Good stuff. We got a Rite of Flame, which is sort of good, but not super great, because it's going to be giving the mana to the wizard class instead of to the horror, unfortunately. Night, night. Sweet dreams. All right, so now we need another Rite of Flame, or we need Eureka Moment. But we've kind of got the ball rolling with this, so I'm not super worried. I think this is fine. I just need to draw into one of them, and I'm absolutely not going to let this stop because I don't want to attack here. Loop detected. No, I don't want to stop it. I want to get my other thingy-majig, please. There we go. There's a Rite of Flame. Will that be enough? Let's see. Rite of Flame gives, I want to say 8 mana. And these horrors cost 18, so it'll be 1 away, I think. I'll be 1 mana away from casting it, right? Yeah. I'm 1, maybe 2 mana away from casting it. Eureka Moment? That's good. So now I just need Eureka Moment to give me a match. Please? If I say it nicely, will you do it? Ooh, it's not likely, though, because of how the board is set up. Oh, cool. That happened. Nice. And that's all the objectives, right? Yep. Cool. All right. So now I just need to stop the loop when that comes up, or I kill the opponent. Whichever comes first. So either the multicolored card Magnum Opus will kill my opponent, or the loop timer will. The loop timer will. Cool. Thank you, loop timer. Yes, I want to stop the loop. Okay. Tiamat. How do we beat Tiamat with Pauper-only cards? Let's do it. Cast 1 or more multicolored spells during a fight. Cast 40. Okay. That's one way of doing things. That makes it really easy. Okay. So this unlocks the rest of the event. Alright, we're going to go to the Dragon's Nest. Now, before I do the Dragon's Nest, I don't always win when I'm running the Pauper deck. It sometimes loses. And since there's 4 of you, I think that makes for a fairly good number to try and guess how many tries it will take for me to beat the Dragon's Nest with my Pauper deck. So before I show you guys how the Pauper deck works, no, I can show you guys how it works, and then you guys can try and vote then, and then I'll be giving away a pack. So let's see. I'll explain which pack I'm giving away and why. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. Let's go. Don't guess just yet. So the way that you're going to beat the Dragon's Nest. Let's see. Does it show it? It's not showing the rules for this. So the thing about the Dragon's Nest is the Dragon's Nest is automatically going to be starting with Tiamat on the battlefield, which is a 10/10, and it's going to fetch a whole bunch of dragons. And the event support says that if a dragon dies, then then it gets to put a token copy of a dragon directly onto the battlefield. So it makes it so that just destroying your opponent's dragons is not always super great for you. It's not necessarily going to work out how you want it to. And so they will eventually overwhelm you. And so I think this is why a lot of people have had a lot of difficulty with this particular node, because it hits hard, it hits often, and it bypasses a lot of removal. So I went through, I have a lot of planeswalkers. I have a lot of planeswalkers. And I went through a lot of different ideas. So I went through, for example, trying Jace Unraveler and trying to get to Jace's third, and then just creating a really big lifelinker, and that didn't work. I tried just like overpowering with Koth, and that didn't work. And so what I ultimately settled on was, is there a planeswalker that's going to be able to provide you with enough defense to be able to beat the node? And the answer is yes. And it's going to come from a little bit of an odd source. It's actually going to be Sarah the Benevolent. So I haven't found another Planeswalker that's able to do this node like Sarah the Benevolent is if you're only running Pauper cards. So just if you really don't have good stuff at your disposal, then Sarah the Benevolent is sort of an easy way of being able to get through the node. And it's going to be an easy way of getting through the node because Sarah the Benevolent's first ability, Angelic Destiny, it only costs 6 loyalty, which is important. Because it needs to be an ability that you're able to get off before your opponent builds up too quickly and you die. And it makes it so that target creature you control gets a permanent +4/+4, first strike, and flying buff. So what this means is that if you run a deck full of vigilant creatures will not block unless they don't die from blocking. So what you can do is, if you have just a deck full of vigilant creatures, then you get a vigilant creature down, you put Angelic Destiny on that vigilant creature, and now that creature has vigilance, flying, and first strike. And so it's going to block and kill all of the dragon tokens that your opponent plays. With the only potential downside being that I think the blue dragon disables one of your creatures when it enters the battlefield, and the white dragon when it makes it so that there's a token on the battlefield that you're going to have to get rid of. But we're going to have stuff to be able to get around those things as well. So the other thing that's really important why Sarah the Benevolent is so good for this is that Sarah the Benevolent's white mana bonus is +7, meaning that you're going to be getting 10 mana from any white match. And so white happens to have the most creature exile in Standard, and so that means that you're able to make a deck using Sarah the Benevolent that should be able to defeat your opponent. So my old deck ran Staggering Insight, and so we'll have to see how this plays without Staggering Insight. We no longer have access to Staggering Insight, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the things that you no longer are allowed to use. But I'm going to ultimately be replacing them with some other things. So let's go over what I'm using. I'm running Venerable Warsinger. You can play this for one match, and it's a 4/4. It has Vigilance, and it brings creatures back from the graveyard, which is important. We've actually got some new vigilant creatures that have come out that are a little bit better, so I definitely want to throw them in. You want to make sure that they're creatures that you can play with just one match. That's really important, actually. And so the other ones that recently came out that I really like the Thunderous Orator, because the Thunderous Orator is actually just going to gain all of the evergreens that your other creatures have. So once you've used Sarah the Benevolent's ability on one creature, this is going to gain flying first strike as well, which is really good. So that means you just have to buff it up once. And then Emeria Captain is kind of nice in that it's really cheap. And then when it enters the battlefield, each member of your party is going to get +1/+1. So it's actually going to go ahead and start buffing the members of your party, which is going to help quite a lot. So I'm actually going to get rid of the Root Gazer. I'm going to put in Emeria Captain here. So let's get rid of all of this for just a second. So the first key to being able to do this is to run these vigilant creatures. This thing is not a vigilant creature. Get out. Where'd my vigilant creature go? How dare you? There we are. So step 1, you want creatures with vigilance. This is the most important piece. Step 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of Emeria Captain after all for the Root Gazer. I think there's one that actually you need the toughness for. You do. The Black Dragon. The Black Dragon has 7 attack. So you need the toughness. You need to have at least 7 toughness. The next thing that's going to be important for you to be able to do this is you need exile. So you need exile. If you don't have exile, you're not going to be able to do it really well. So yeah, but like that does work. So the whole stalling thing definitely does work. I've found that, at least for me, that it takes quite a lot of losses to be able to get there though. So here's the thing. Here's part of why Sarah's +7 to white is so important. Journey to Oblivion costs 10 mana and exiles an opposing creature. You need to exile the Tiamat as quickly as possible. Circle of Confinement is 9 mana and exiles a creature. Reduce to Memory is 9 mana and is going to exile a creature. So the more creature exile that you have, the better. And so I might actually wind up throwing Introduction to Annihilation or Rise of Exodus to the deck, just because it's just so important to have that exile. The next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need gem conversion. So we need convert white. That's absolutely essential. You absolutely have to have it. So I'm going to throw an Axguard Armory. Oh, I forgot to keep this Pauper. So let's keep this. Come on. Keep it Pauper, please. All right, so we're going to keep it Pauper. So we're going to have Axguard Armory. And then for the pathways, we have this one that converts white, and we have this one that converts white. That's white-blue, and that's white-black. We definitely don't like that it converts to black, but we just want as much white conversion as possible. And then let's just say that like this was hypothetically how we ran it. This would probably be enough. I just want to see if there's anything else I can do to give myself a little bit more life, though. Not having... If you control a creature, target creature you control gets 2/2 in lifelink, and then... Okay, yeah, this is going to be the answer right here. We're going to do this. I'm going to throw in Ruin of Sustenance. So, this is important because, yeah, you definitely want to have something that gives you consistent life. So not having the thing that gave me life anymore would be a problem. So let's try this. So here's the deck. So you all in chat, you can guess how many tries you think it will take for me to beat Tiamat. Right? How many tries do you think with this deck here of commons and uncommons will it take for me to beat Tiamat? The person who guesses correctly is going to get an Innistrad Midnight Hunt White Booster Pack. So I'm giving out an Innistrad Midnight Hunt White Booster Pack. There can't be any duplicate guesses. I can't give away 2 of them. I can only give away 1. So how many tries do you think it will take for me to beat the Tiamat with this particular deck? You know what? Why don't we add some more card draw to this? Maybe this one is black. Yeah, we don't need the black. You know what? Let's add Rendezvous. Rendezvous. Okay, we'll do it this way. All right, Ambery says 1. He says we'll get it on the first try. 12 tries, says Hellspells. Okay. 2 tries. So we got 1, 2, 12. Anyone else want to put in a guess? Try and win a pack? 3. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 12. At the very least, those of you who are saying 1, 2, and 3, you think that this is possible. 12 probably does not think this is very possible. Here, we're going to use this deck on the Dragon's Nest. And we're going to hope against hope that this works. All right, so I'll take the guesses that we have now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 12. So whoever is closest is going to win the pack. So let's do this. Obviously, we need to have removal in our starting hand. Unfortunately, we don't have any white matches here in our starting hand, which is really bad. Oh no, there isn't. There's one on top. Who am I kidding? Okay, this is actually a pretty terrible start because this is a pretty terrible start. Do you want to maybe guess 4 Hellspells so that you can have like a unique? Yeah. Okay. So this is a bad start just because I don't have a way of exiling Tiamat here from the beginning. So if you don't have a card in your starting hand to exile Tiamat right at the get-go, then you're in pretty serious trouble. I'm actually going to go ahead and play... Which of these first? This is tough. The Rendezvous might actually be the way to go here, because it's going to draw me 3 cards, and it's going to give them mana, and I have to get Tiamat out of the way as quickly as possible. So, and my opponent's not going to draw any cards for this. So yeah, I'm going to do the rendezvous first. 1, 2, 3, cool. We got removal. So that means we're still in the game. We've got a chance. We got more removal. That's even better. All right, so we're going to reduce to memory. We're going to get rid of Tiamat here. And then I need to get the pathway down as fast as possible as well. So let's see. What's going to be the best way to do this? The best way to do this is going to be to get as much loyalty and mana as possible. And I've actually got a really good loyalty and mana match. So I'm actually going to prioritize getting the land down. Just now that I actually have removal, I'm not super worried about getting it off. So I'd rather get the land down. And then now I'm going to exile Tiamat. And I know that my opponent gets a 3/2, but that's not a dragon. So I'm not actually super worried about that. I'm obviously worried about these dragons that are on the battlefield here. These are not my friend. But that's okay. Like, this is still an okay position to be in. So when it enters the battlefield disabled, that's fine. That is fine. This is fine. I think the support says when it's a dragon, right? When a non-token dragon dies. All right, and this... What? Enchanted, reinforced... I think it's the actual version of it. Okay. So here we want the War Singer, we want the Rendezvous, and we want the Rune. So I like this. I like this. This is... Oh, I don't like that. I just gave my opponent a 5 match. That is really, really bad, actually. Not a little bit bad. Really bad. All right, I got more removal though. So even if things get a little bit more out of hand than I want here, I'm still going to be kind of okay. All right. I don't like that my creature blocked that, but I'm not stressing about it too much. So we're gonna get the Axe Guard down. You know what? Let's get another pathway down. So we're gonna start spamming our first. We're gonna put Angelic Destiny on this guy. So he's now got flying, vigilance. He's gonna be killing it here for us. I'm gonna exile a creature of my opponent's. I don't want the blue dragon to come down, so I'm actually gonna exile the blue dragon. Actually, can I exile more than the blue dragon? If I can, that would be great. Honestly, that'd be really, really, really great. You know what? I've got a chance. It's not necessarily going to happen. Oh yeah, I do. I've got 2 removal cards in my hand. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. We're gonna do it this way. Yeah, we're gonna exile both of those. I know that my opponent's gonna play another one. I can't let the green one. I can't let the white one come down though. The white one is a problem. So let's exile these. That's fine. Let's exile this. That's fine. Let's get some more goodness down. Let's get the Orator down. The Orator is now going to gain all of my evergreens. So it's going to gain First Strike. It's going to gain Vigilance. That's the green one. That green one is bad. Because the green one kills something that's taken damage. And since my guy took damage in the beginning, that is my problem. Okay, so the red one. It deals 5 to my opponent's Planeswalker. Great. So this dude is not going to quite be enough here. I need to save my Journey to Oblivion, I think. But my opponent's going to play a dragon. It might be the white one. So it's just the white dragon is just so bad that I have to risk this. All right, so Tiamat gets a free old Gnawbone down. That's obviously terrible. And they get a whole bunch of mana, which is also absolutely terrible. I've got a 5 match, but it's going to give my opponent full mana. And I'm able to kill that thing. They get a Draco Lich, which is fine. Okay, so that buff was until end of turn. That's actually pretty big for me. I've got some exile, which is good. Which one am I going to exile? I'm going to exile the 10/10 here. I think that's the play. So let's boost this thing. Let's take this match right here. I know it's going to give my opponent a bunch of mana, but there's really nothing I can do about that. I have to unfortunately, I think I have to exile Gnawbone here. Just in case. I think I have to exile Gnawbone just in case. Because Gnawbone is just such a huge problem for this deck. Yeah, I'm gonna exile Gnawbone just in case. Actually, if I don't exile Gnawbone, then my opponent can't play any dragons. Whereas if I do exile Gnawbone, then my opponent might be able to play dragons. I know this is a bad idea. I'm not going to exile Gnawbone. I know I just wasted an exile. I didn't think of it until just now, but my opponent has a full hand of cards, so I don't want my opponent to get the white dragon down if I can help it. All right, so my opponent getting that dude down as an 8/8 is not my favorite, but that's okay. So let's see. I need to start buffing other guys soon, just in case bad things happen to this guy. Whatever. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Okay, so we've got... Do we have a white match? We do. And it has loyalty, which is good. And I have an exile card in my hand, which should help. But I don't have lifelink down anymore. I was in a position at the beginning where I could have... I think I could have won this, but now this is not as good. All right, so he gets one dragon. He gets two dragons, but I haven't died. Oh, God. He just got a Tiamat. That's terrible. Oh, man. There's actual Tiamat in that bloody deck. So now he gets all three of the other ones. And he gets the icing. Shoot. That's game over. Getting that other Tiamat down ended the game. Because this doesn't destroy supports. And this makes it so that when your first creature attacks, disable the first opposing non-disabled creature. So there is now nothing I can do to win this, I think. Shoot. Because I can make this thing an 8/8. And it's going to be able to block... Let's see, it's going to be able to block Imarith. Okay, so I can exile Naba. I can exile Naba. I can play another Orator, I suppose. I get another Warsinger back. That's actually big. That's really big. What creature does he get? The blue one. Oh, that's fine though, because... no, why did I... Wait. Why did this guy get frozen? It's only when your first creature attacks, isn't it? Did I misread it? Where'd it go? When your first creature attacks. That's some kind of wonky interaction there. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to keep giving Angelic Destiny to this guy. And we're going to use Rune of Sustenance. Wait, you are not going to move me down to the first position, are you? Okay, so we've got some lifelink again. No, I don't need to drain mana from my hand. I'm good. Please don't move to the first position. Oh, good. All right, so I gained some life. That's actually pretty huge. So my opponent's going to attack me here. And I'm actually going to gain... What? Oh, he gets to choose what he disables, doesn't he? What? Does he get to choose what he disables? Is that it? I'm not sure. No, the one that he just played. This one. No, that one doesn't disable. Disable target opposing creature. It's the white one. The white one is like the bane of this deck. Like 100% it's the bane of this deck. Okay. Until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, so here, this is obviously very bad. Let's give a boost to this thing here. Let's give a boost to this thing. And then, now that we've boosted this thing... Oh, this is tough. So if my opponent disables... if my opponent disables this guy, I lose the game. So if my opponent has another white dragon, that's what it comes down to. It just comes down to, does my opponent have another white dragon in their hand? If my opponent has another white dragon, I lose the game. And if my opponent doesn't have another white dragon, then I might still be in the game. We'll see. No. Darn that ability. Don't be a white dragon. Don't be a white dragon. Red dragon is bad too. Okay, I gain life. I destroy that. That's... that bug is killing me. Because it's killing the thing and then it puts them in the first position, but... Alright, we win. First try. Oof. That was scary. Oh, jeez, Louise. That was super scary. But it worked. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Alright, who bet one? Andrew, you win the pack. If you would send me a message on Discord with your UID, you get the pack. Because you were correct. I was able to beat Tiamat on my first try with this horrible Pauper deck. Okay. So if you're a person who's been struggling against Tiamat, you'll notice that match was obviously a bit of a struggle. That was a difficult match. I have to say that took it out of me. But this was the deck that I ran. And just one more time to go over how to do it. The idea is you need to have a bunch of vigilant creatures. You need to get them to at least 8 toughness with Angelic Destiny. So the idea is that you want to just be putting Angelic Destiny down as much as you can on your creatures. As you guys saw, the life is important. Like, having something that's going to gain you life is really, really important. So having the Rune of Sustenance in the deck is huge. It used to be... I have the Staggering Insight. Staggering Insight is the one that was like the really big deal that you needed before, but now Rune of Sustenance is what you need. There's only one other possible change to the deck that I might suggest, which would be to swap something out for support removal. So having support removal is really useful. This is typically what I would want to use for my support removal. I've got Reduced to Memory to get rid of the Icing Death token. That white token is absolutely, like, terrible. It's anathema. It's bad. But you can play around it. So, yeah, this deck right here beat Tiamat. So even if you're a person who doesn't have a big collection, if you can just scrap together some Creature Exile, Gem Conversion, and Vigilant Creatures with Serra Ascendant, then you can beat Tiamat. And yeah. Whew, that was intense. Like, it was like camping levels of intense right there. Because if you go camping enough, you'll be intense a lot, but this was very much so camping level intense. So, oh, one more thing to announce. Fiblethip. Do Fiblethip. If you don't have Old Gnawbone, Fiblethip has Old Gnawbone in his vault right now. So, if you, for some reason, don't have Old Gnawbone, get Old Gnawbone. I apparently, I crashed, didn't I, for trying to join the event? Yes, I think I did. Oh well. Join Fiblethip, play the nodes, get Gnawbone. Gnawbone is a must-have for all collections. I would strongly advise you get the card if you don't have it. So, that's really... that's it for today, for now. I cleared the Matrimonium nodes. I got to clear some You've Entered the Dungeon. And most importantly, I got to show you all that Tiamat is possible. Even with Pauper, it's just that you're going to have some back and forth matches. It's going to be pretty intense sometimes, but it's definitely doable. So, Andrew, once again, go ahead and send me in Discord your UID, and I'll see that you get your white booster pack. To all of you who stopped in, thank you so much for coming in. Andrew, thank you so much for supporting the stream yet again. It's been unbelievably generous of you. I really, really appreciate it, buddy. If anybody else wanted to support the stream, you can look in the description. There's a link to my Streamlabs. You can support the stream there. But this is really all there is for today. So thank you all so much for watching. Good luck in the Matrimonium. Good luck if you've entered a dungeon. Good luck with that yourself. And I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, and tomorrow I'll be back, but it'll be in the evening. So I'll be streaming, I think, closer to 5 Pacific tomorrow, just because I'm going to be painting all day with my dad inside my house, and so I'm not going to be streaming until 5. So yes. All right. Thank you all.